What's that? I don't look autistic? Look, I don't blame you. A lot of doctors missed it. I don't look like Rain Man or Sheldon Cooper, but let me tell you something. The diagnostic criteria that exists was based off a bunch of dudes and little to no chicks, which means a lot of people get misdiagnosed. BPD, depression, anxiety, one of those. I suppose you never seen autism look like me. Clear, brown, femme, non-binary, but I suggest that you get with the times. It's a spectrum, darling, not a
The DSM, or Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, is revived every 5 to 7 years, so yeah, I mean, we used to call DID multiple personality disorder. Science is always evolving. The only problem with that is the self-diagnosis trend. It is true that there is sexism in the diagnostic process to a lot of disorders, including autism. Not counting the fact that it's literally offensive for people to say, I know I don't look autistic. I'm sorry. On the spectrum, like, what even is this? The biggest problem with self-diagnosis is the fact that in order to be diagnosed, you need to consult multiple people in order to get an unbiased external perception or description of yourself, which is something that you can't give yourself. Your friends saying,
yeah, I think that you for sure have autism.
That probably won't work either. This can lead a lot of people to believe, oh, I'm on the spectrum, when it turns out that they might have a different disorder or issue going on that needs to be addressed. Today we are going to be reacting to some videos about autism that are considered to be a tad bit controversial.
What have we done? Oh, now what's the world becoming?
So you know what they said, the Fae can't lie. They're sneaky and look for loopholes. They're great at predicting things that are coming, and they have really specific aversions like iron, ash, lemons.
Their mind just works differently to humans.
Autistics.
Widespread, people on the spectrum are begging people on the internet to not make their disorder look underhanded, disrespectful, or malicious. A person on the spectrum's brain will work differently, and when they interpret instructions too literally, this isn't malicious compliance or weaponized incompetence. And then our friend here, you know, with peace and love, was like, yeah, but we're also sneaky, looking for loopholes. I'm not even a human. We're basically like the Fae. I love Fae though, I'm gonna be honest. You guys know I love that kind of mythical stuff.
I am an addict, but I get paid to indulge in my habit. It's all an illusion. I'm wearing makeup, I'm wearing makeup, 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 makeup.
I'm guilty, you guys. I literally made a TikTok like this. It's just funny because any neurotypical person can be like smiling at a camera or doing whatever and then just make their face go like there's no neurodivergency that's required. In a lot of different disorders, people will do something considered masking, which is a camouflage or means to disguise part of oneself in order to better fit those around you. It is an unconscious strategy all humans develop while growing in order to connect with those around us. However, for people on the spectrum, the strategy is often hiding our traits and trying to fit in, even trying to appear non-autistic. Masking may involve suppressing certain behaviors like stimming because you know that the outside world might view it as weird or odd. The interesting thing though is that this video is kind of advertised as hashtag autism awareness. And also every single person on the spectrum is going to be different. Meaning making a lot of quirky faces could be very common for a lot of people and then very uncommon for a lot of other people. But it is interesting how statistically, like for Tourette's on TikTok, it seems to be like overall, if you have more of these traits, you're more valid, which is not a great vibe. It seems like fakers want to come off as anime characters or supervillains with complex, quirky, charismatic personalities and a tragic pity including backstories. Cue manic pixie dream girl. And they actually think that they're autistic because they have like bad social skills. The reality is though, the internet generation has never really been studied. This is the first time any generation has been on the internet so much, and it could have lingering effects that have nothing to do with mental disorders.
Morning, babe.
I'm making a call for you now. You want one? I'll make you one anyway.
When you wake up, your brain has to transition from sleep mode, which is really hard for a lot of us depending on the person. I can get up in 5 seconds. I don't know if that's because I trained myself, because when I was in high school, you know how you have to like wake up 5 minutes before the bus comes, like take a shower and all that. To be fair to this person, and actually preface every single person, these people 100% could be diagnosed with autism. 100%, I am not invalidating them. It's more the way it's being portrayed that could potentially be harmful. There is some evidence that people with different disorders might have a bad circadian rhythm or wake-sleep cycle, and there is a higher correlation with people and neurodivergency having a higher risk of developing sleep problems. But it kind of appears as though this video is trying to gatekeep sleep problems as being ADHD or on the spectrum. 100. Stimming is also known as self-stimulating behavior, which can be repetitive body movements or repetitive movements of objects. Many individuals on the autism spectrum engage in routine stimming. It may be that the behavior provides sensory reinforcement or sensory stimulation to the individual, or the behavior is used to regulate sensory input, either increasing stimulation or decreasing sensory overload. Stimming is definitely different for every single person, so I'm definitely not here to gatekeep what stimming is and isn't. However, it seems that abundantly on TikTok, dancing is now known as stimming.
To which I'd say, if it swims like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a fucking...
Let's pretend that you actually can relate to a lot of symptoms of autism that you're seeing online. There's nothing wrong with that. The most important thing to do in that moment is to seek medical professional help, instead of the alternative, which is self-diagnosis. I do understand that diagnosis is extremely hard for a lot of people for different reasons, such as the country you live in, money, but then proceeding to not see even a therapist, go against what your therapist is saying, not do actual research, but rather just refer to online content like our favorite TikTok. It gets a little bit tricky because it can kind of be like the butterfly effect. One person believes that these traits make them have autism, and therefore a lot of other people, 124,000 in this case, will believe that as well. Although this opinion can be controversial, I feel like self-diagnosis can be harmful for the person and both the internet.
Some myths about autism. Myth number 1, it's a disability. Although we do require extra support and understanding in some areas, you can think of it more as a mental profile than a disability. Myth number 2, autism has a look. It doesn't. You can look like anything. It takes place in the brain. And side note, some of the hottest people I know have autism.
While there are a lot of parts of autism spectrum disorder that can be viewed as positive, good quality, that doesn't mean that it's not a, at times, debilitating disorder. Autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, is a neurological and developmental disorder that affects how people interact with others, communicate, learn, and behave. While it absolutely is possible for a person with ASD to score higher on an IQ, that's not the criteria. Being the gifted child can mean anything, and it has nothing to do with whether you have it or not. Many people with ASD are gifted, and many people without ASD are gifted. There are so many factors that can go into why you would struggle in school with a disability. And it seems like a lot of these autism symptoms on TikTok aren't even technically symptoms of autism. This one was interesting because I'm pretty sure this person went over almost every single sleeping position. This gives the idea that neurotypical people will sleep in a specific way. I don't know, you guys. I guess this accentuates how people can take symptoms of mental illness and put them on social media, and then it will be like contagion. Other people will be like, oh, I have autism because of this video. Maybe not this video, I don't know. Let me know, you guys.
So I'm gonna show you guys what I eat in a day while being on the spectrum. I don't know. Like, I've been doing therapy, and every single day I find out something new about myself. Love this Air One salad, but like, holy shit, you guys. I'm like Aquarius, autistic, authentic, asexual, alone, Oh, that's my birthday cake, by the way. Destroy that in a second. And this is kava. It's really good. And I made like dill sandwiches for myself. But what the fuck? Therapy like makes you like realize new things about yourself every day. Like, okay, this is Persian food. That was dinner. This is my dessert. That was it.
This video was interesting and absolutely no hate to this person because like same. It's so easy to self-diagnose yourself with things on the internet, especially with the algorithm constantly serving you these videos. But the most important part of this video to me, in my opinion, is how this lady was like, well, yeah, I just found out that I have autism based on things I found out on TikTok. It's almost like it's being normalized. A video where a person with ASD shows any realities of restricted diets imposed by like sensory boundaries. This is not it. All of this goes to say that if you can relate to a lot of these autism TikToks, it might not mean that you have autism. Definitely see a doctor if you think that you might be struggling. But it could be because people who are faking autism or think that they have it take anything that is slightly abnormal and say that they have a touch of the tism. Also, there's a huge difference between doing something while having autism and doing something because of autism. So yeah, let me know you guys' opinions on this. I would love to know. If not, comment below your favorite animal. I was gonna say like your favorite sea creature. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Your favorite sea creature. Mine is probably like the jellyfish. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on if you're feeling risky. Thank you so much to each and every one of my members. I appreciate each and every one of you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me in today's video. If you watched all the way to the end, what is up, fam? Welcome to the Yggdrasil world. Have a fabulous day, night, whatever the case may be, and goodbye.